you guys mind, can I grab a couple right here? And then right here, yeah. Thank you. And then right here when you decide. One more time, just right here, okay. Thank you.
Originally this was a series of news dispatches which I did for AP, and we've sent them every day, but the internet was so bad and sometimes there was no connection at all, so I've been able to send really only around 30-40 minutes out of Mariupol. And when we broke out of the siege, and I took out around 30 hours of footage, I knew that there has to be something bigger. We felt guilty and bad for leaving the city, but really needed to. And I wanted to do more of this. I wanted to show the scale, because in a news footage you can really feel how big this really is, how devastating it is for citizens of Mariupol.
Beautiful, thank you.
I hope with this film will be able to show the audience the scale of the destruction, the scale of the suffering, and at the same time, as for Ukrainian, I'm a part of the Ukrainian community, this is my home. I also hope that this stays in the history of Ukraine as a reminder to what happened in the very beginning of this invasion. I already expected that there's going to be a wave of misinformation or at least a pushback. But for us as journalists who just do their job, there is no need to fight misinformation. We just need to do what we do. If we need to follow up with a story, we don't do that because we need to reply to someone, to some kind of a misinformation. We just follow up important stories. So, yes, we've been aware of the misinformation. Yes, it was quite painful, but there's never been a change to how we approach what we do.
Can you tell us, she was, I mean, it's a long thing, but how did you end up there? How did you end up doing this documentary, and how did you end up in Mariupol in these conditions doing this documentary?
Actually, yeah, keep doing that with your hands. Okay.
AP has been really committed to covering the war in Ukraine, and this team was one team that covered the war. And when they came out of Mariupol, it was Mstyslav who said, I think we've got enough for a documentary here. So we sent the team in to cover the news, but in the course of this extraordinary experience they had, and the really horrifying experience of cataloguing and having an eyewitness account of the war, we realised we could tell the story of the people of Mariupol and what they went through documentary form, and bring the story to new audiences.
Beautiful, thank you.
Look, it's extraordinary to premiere this film at Sundance, and I think what's really great about it is that we get to take this very serious story and introduce it to new audiences, and we hope that in the documentary form that people will just get a different experience about the story of Mariupol, the story of its people, and really get a different view of the war in a way that news doesn't get. When we covered these stories, it was a drip feed of stories over the 20 days they were inside, and what this documentary does is it gives a compressed view and brings home the power of the war and what the people of Mariupol have endured.